Pereira is like one of those anomalies. He has the knockout power that can come at any time.
Two big men, big power.
Yeah.
It's always exciting to watch, for sure.
Sandhagen against Merab.
Merab all day. It's just sheer volume of work.
Yeah.
People just can't cope with it. Cannot cope with it.
I think Sandhagen's good. I think if he can keep his distance and, feint a lot and maybe get taken down but get back up, I think he's pretty crafty on the ground as well.
When you talk about like beautiful violence, he's got that right kind of level of very hard, extreme like Muay Thai violence but he's still calm and collected with it. I just think he looks very, very good. We could be completely wrong come Sunday.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Bangtao YouTube channel. Today, myself and George are going to break down the upcoming UFC, Ankalaev versus Pereira. Let's get straight into it. George, what are we saying?
Obviously, the first fight was quite close, with Ankalaev edging out the decision. I think Pereira's team, obviously they fought at the highest level in different sports for many, many years. They're smart, so I think that they're going to do their homework on making the adjustments that they need to do. And again, Pereira is like one of those anomalies. He has the knockout power that can come at any time and can shut you off. So I'm leaning towards him. Maybe we'll see Ankalaev wrestle a bit more this time. Maybe we won't. But yeah, I would say I'm leaning towards Pereira.
All right. I think I'm going to go the other way. And I reckon that it'll almost be a carbon copy of that first fight. I think Pereira is going to obviously make the adjustments, but I think Ankalaev will have too. He's obviously got smart people around him as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure, very much.
And yeah, like I said, like you just said, maybe he'll wrestle a little bit more. But yeah, I think unless obviously Pereira hits him with that left, I think it'll be the kind of the same outcome.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly the first fight. I just remember it being quite competitive. But I feel like if Pereira, doesn't chase him around and does a good job of like cutting him off and pressuring him and not going backwards, he can maybe he can find the shot that puts him out.
Yeah, be a good one though.
Yeah, for sure.
Two big men, big power.
Yeah,
it's always exciting to watch, for sure.
I think that first fight, like most people were surprised at Pereira's lack of output. I think he'd obviously just done like 4 fights in a year, and then against Ankalaev, it was almost like he just didn't want to pull the trigger. There was rumors that he had potentially broken his hand as well beforehand. Do you think like Pereira's not getting any younger? He's 38, I think 37 or 38. Obviously, we saw Adesanya was so active, and then I think those years kind of caught up with him at the end. Do you think this is now maybe the beginning of the end of Pereira if he doesn't win this fight?
Who knows, mate? I mean, Adesanya lost to Pereira and then came back and finished him in the next fight and got his belt back. Maybe had, a bit of a not great performance against Sean Strickland, and then obviously was doing good in his last fight. And then it's just MMA, isn't it? You never know. Like, there's been people in the past, that have been doing great. They were the champion, and then they lose, and then they lose every other fight after that. Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
It's very cliche saying in MMA, it's the highest of the highs and lowest of the lows, but it's so true. Because one minute you're on top, and then the next minute, once you start fighting at that level, you're not going against like the number 10 guy or the number 11th guy. Like, you're in there with the top 5 killers. It's you don't know, but yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he is with his age now, getting up there, and he's fought for such a long time. It's possible, but I don't think he had a bad performance. He was just maybe a bit gun shy or whatever the reason was that he couldn't get off. But yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe this fight will tell us a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think those camps do take its toll, but for such a skilled fighter, and I don't know, and he's had a big break now, so yeah, maybe he'll be a different animal in there. But like George said, yeah, I think this fight will show us a lot.
I think obviously the division, if Pereira wins, looks a bit more complicated, I think, because I think if Ankalaev wins, then obviously Carlos Ulberg is the next contender. But I think if Pereira wins, it's almost like, is he going to go through the division again? Or I know he's talked about going up to heavyweight and fighting someone like Tom Aspinall. Like, where do you think the division goes depending on who wins?
Well, who knows? It's the UFC, bro. You never, like, you may think it's going to definitely go one way and then it goes a completely another way. Like they have, what they need to, what they feel is the fights to make. So I don't know, but I look forward to seeing Carlos hopefully get the title shot.
Yeah, be a good one.
Co-main event: Sandhagen against Merab.
Merab all day.
I would say.
Yeah.
Trying to make a good decision, I would say Merab, but I'd like to see Sandhagen win, and then I'd like to see Peter Yan fight the winner.
Yeah, I think for the sake of the division, it'd be nice to see Sandhagen beat Merab, but I think Merab's just going to be dominant again. There's just his sheer volume of work.
Yeah,
people just cannot cope with it.
That would be very.
He's just over you
annoying
constantly.
To fight. So even his striking, is probably on paper not great, but he still hits people because he's so unorthodox on his feet and just doesn't really care. He's just trying to get the person back down. So.
Yeah, and I think. I just don't think Sandhagen's got it.
I think Sandhagen's good. I think if he can keep his distance and feint a lot and maybe get taken down but get back up. I think he's pretty crafty on the ground as well. Or if he can stuff some shots, Merab's not going to go away. But maybe if he stuffs some shots, it'll sometimes if you're fighting against a wrestler and the wrestler can't get you down, it can be a bit frustrating. And I think it sometimes potentially can change the way the fight's going. So if he can stuff some shots or get taken down and get back up, but stay disciplined with his striking and his range and distance, then I could see him winning. He's a very crafty fighter.
It's interesting, right? Because everyone's saying that styles make fights and that this fight potentially is the worst stylistic matchup for Merab. But then at the same time, he's fought Sean O'Malley, who's arguably one of the most dynamic strikers in the division. First time was closer, but second time he just absolutely just dominated him from every single second of the fight. And obviously Umar's got great striking as well as his wrestling, and Umar couldn't really do anything. And if you see the fight between Corey Sandhagen and Umar, it was close, but Umar did win pretty comfortably, I thought, in the end. So I think it has the potential for it to be a very dominating fight,
I think as well, Merab, he's got a chin on him, right? So he expects to take a few shots on his way in. But as long as he gets himself there, I think it's game over. I don't think Sandhagen's got the firepower or the fitness to cope with him.
Yeah, that's come out. It's MMA. It's just it's not easy to.
Yeah. We could be completely wrong come Sunday.
Yeah, anything can happen. It's
completely wrong.
Who knows what nagging injuries that they have behind closed doors, or what they have in their personal life going on that could maybe have an effect on the fight. You just never know.
And in the fight after, the people's main event, maybe Prochazka against Khalil Rountree.
I think it's going to be an exciting fight, and we have history with both of them.
Yeah.
Both wonderful guys and very talented. I'm saying Khalil is probably going to win. I think, knowing him personally for a long time, and Woody can probably speak on that as well, I think just now, he's maybe gone through changes as a person, as a fighter, since we used to work with him.
Yeah.
During COVID, he's even when I've been to Vegas, cornering other fighters, I've seen him, training jiu-jitsu, which is probably something he didn't like to do that often before. But I think he's found his rhythm. He's obviously knocked off some very high-level guys. Had a great performance against Pereira in the title fight. But I think his confidence right now is very high. And I think that, for a fighter, sometimes when they maybe aren't so confident, but then they, get some wins and they get that confidence about them, it's dangerous. I think that he really believes in himself right now. And Yuri is no easy task out. He's a very mentally strong person. And he's very skilled, and his timing is different, and the way that he moves. So it's definitely no easy task to get him out of there. But I would say, I'll go with Khalil on that one.
Tend to agree with George on that. Like we've got, like George said, we've got history with both of them. We really, like both of them. And it's always hard to like comment on the fight. Like, we just want a good fight and everyone's healthy in the end. But I think, like George said, Khalil's just like looks like a completely different animal these past few fights, and he's like, when you talk about like beautiful violence, he's got that right kind of level of very hard, extreme like Muay Thai violence but he's still calm and collected with it. I just think he looks very, very good. But then Yuri's very dangerous on the other side because he's, like George said, he's unorthodox with his striking and kind of like, he can hit you from weird angles and stuff like that. It's going to be an entertaining fight.
Like you said, the people's fight.
Yeah, the people's fight for sure. I tend to agree with George. I think probably Khalil. But we'll see. Again, could be completely wrong.
Where do you think these guys go? Because they're obviously two big names in the division. Yuri's ranked number 2. Khalil's ranked number 6. Obviously, this past weekend we saw Carlos Solberg, number 3, knockout Dominic Reyes, who was on a 3-fight win streak or a 4-fight win streak. I think it was a 3-fight win streak. Made a statement that he's the next title contender. We've obviously seen Yuri and Khalil fight.
I think he's flying there as the backup too.
Yeah.
Again, I would say, in my opinion, like who goes out, who has a better performance. Like if there's there's got to be a finish. I would say in the Yuri fight against Khalil, like somebody's got to finish somebody to be able to maybe jump past or something. I mean, they're both, I don't know, the UFC, if anything, they've got options now. They can, whatever makes more sense maybe for the business, because at the end of the day, it is a business. But, yeah, I mean, it definitely, Carlos winning like he did, and then obviously this fight coming up this weekend, it's very interesting what will happen next, depending on who wins in the main event and who wins in this fight.
Yeah. You don't know with the UFC, do you? They obviously are saying probably that they want Carlos to be next for a title shot, because otherwise they wouldn't be flying him for the backup. So I guess that's the way they would go. But again, like George said, I think if one of the two have a dominant performance, Yuri and Khalil, there's argument for them that to go straight into a title shot as well. So yeah, we'll see. It's an exciting card, exciting weekend ahead.
I think if I was Khalil or Yuri, I'd probably want Ankalaev to win the belt, because I think it means that they're probably more likely to then have another go at least. I think like Carlos Solberg, I think is probably guaranteed the shot either way. I think either way, whether he fights Ankalaev or Pereira, it's an exciting fight. But I think especially if you were the UFC, you'd probably favour an Ankalaev win, simply because you can then open up these exciting fighters to then have a fresh challenge, and there's not so much, oh, well, he's fighting for the belt again, even though Yuri's lost to Pereira for the belt twice. Yeah. Whereas he can get a fresh challenge against a new.
Yeah. No, that's another way to look at it as well.
Yeah, because again, Yuri and Khalil have both fought for the title before, so maybe they are eyeing give Carlos that shot.
Who knows?
Who knows, yeah. All right, guys, so that was our UFC picks for this weekend. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and comment if you want to see any more of this content. See you on the next one.